Out this weekend with an elbow issue. So you take a look at J.D. Arteaga's batting order as Jacoby Long, the center fielder, stands in, and Vinatieri feeds him a strike to get this one underway. But that is certainly a blow for a Miami team that has struggled at the plate this year. No Jason Torres, and a pop-up on the infield from Long. Bichetti in from second on the grass, one away.
Yeah, and it's going to be a big story this weekend to see if their younger players can step up for the loss of the two experienced hitters.
As you take a look at Aiden Vinatieri getting the start and coming off his best start, maybe of his career, last weekend in Charlottesville. As he deals the first pitch, this grooved by Villegas deep to right center and gone. Edgardo Villegas, a first pitch ambush to put the Hurricanes on the board. Just his third home run of the year.
89-mile-per-hour fastball, trying to go in, caught too much middle. That ball was absolutely hammered into the trees. Watch it right here. Ball's middle. Great swing. Belt high. Those go a long way, Andy.
Now looking to find some offense in the absence of not only Sear, but also Torres. So you lose a guy who's second on your club in home runs. And what does Villegas do? Something he doesn't do often, which is go yard. A swing and a miss to Cuvée. But Vinatieri last weekend against one of the top teams nationally in batting average in Virginia twirled 6 2/3 innings. Did allow 12 hits, but only 2 runs, 1 earned, no walks, 8 strikeouts. And as Cuvée looks at strike 2.
You can see Miami right now just coming out swinging. First pitch of the game, first pitch of the second hitter. 3-hole hitter swinging first also, so they know he's a strike thrower. They're going to swing the bats.
And a swing and a miss sits down Cuvée. He has struggled with strikeouts as ACC play has rolled along, 2 away.
Elevated fastball up in the strike zone. Really nice pitch on a very, very strong hitter in Cuvée.
On the horn, Geisler, Green, Bichetti, and Cam Jones. The freshman Vaughn Lackey, the battery made for Vinatieri, as he deals out of his own to Dorian Gonzalez Jr. There's a deep drive. Center field. Burris drifting back. And he will have just enough room to pull it in. One deep fly up, but one that got over the fence from Edgardo Villegas. A solo shot off Aiden Vinatieri. And to start the Georgia Tech first. A cut and a miss by the Wofford transfer Trey Younger. He was 2 for 4 with a walk and an RBI in that 13-2 win over Kennesaw State on Tuesday. And coming off a 375 weekend against Virginia. Quickly behind 0-2 on a couple of heavy fastballs from Zeal. Like we said, he was dynamite against Georgia Tech last year in Coral Gables. 8 innings, only allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. As he delivers the 0-2 to Younger. Fouled away, and Zeal also had arguably the most dominant single pitching performance in ACC play this year against Clemson back in March. Went the distance and struck out 15 with no walks.
They ended up losing that game on a walk-off home run, but boy, he threw phenomenal in that baseball game. I watched that game at home.
It's a chopper towards short. Jimenez charges. Steps into the throw and just in time. Zeke Pinkham, Georgia Tech's first base coach. Trey Younger as well, making the universal sign for the review, and I believe we will have that.
There's that 2-strike breaking ball we talked about. 85 miles per hour, spinning it at about 2,700. Elite. Ooh, that's close right there. That's a close one.
Call in the field, of course, was out. And we should note that is J.D. Urso starting at first base for Torres. Just the second start of the year at first for J.D. Urso.
Yeah, a lot of people think, you know, well, we got to replace him in the lineup, but you have to replace him defensively too. It's a twofold deal, both sides of the ball. And you know he hasn't been out there much. Throws a little bit up the line. Ooh,
yeah, I think that's safe. Yeah, I think that's where the heel first made contact. You still see the ball outside the webbing of the glove. It may look like Younger will beat this out, give the Jackets an infield single, in which case Younger would extend his hitting streak to 11 games. But there was a point Bobby, where earlier this season, Georgia Tech was swept in back-to-back weekends to North Carolina and Boston College, and quite frankly, their offense looked moribund, which was a rare sight under Danny Hall and his hitting coach, James Ramsey. Then Georgia Tech was able to grind out a series win on the road versus Pittsburgh. Ever since then, up and down the lineup, they've been tearing the cover off the ball.
Yeah, on fire, and then against a quality top 10 opponent last weekend. I had that series, 2019, I believe.
As the call, you can tell, is overturned, and Younger gets the leadoff hit. Despite what you think about Virginia's pitching travails this year, Georgia Tech in that series, Game 3 series clinching victory. 17 runs, 25 hits. That was their most hits in an ACC game since at least 2000. And a runner aboard for freshman Drew Burress. Well, this will be fun. The right-hander Zeal, the right-handed batting Drew Burress. Burress 1 for 4 with a walk on Tuesday. It was a triple shy of the cycle in that Game 3 victory versus Virginia. Cranked out his 17th home run, one more, and he'll tie the Tech freshman school record for homers in the season. 17 homers, leads all freshmen nationally.
Look at that first pitch right there to Burress. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball executed down and in. We talked about his fastball in early in the count. So far, nice pitch. Nice pitch to Trey Younger, too, there.
Wave down and miss, 0-2.
84-mile-per-hour slider and just nasty. I mean, his breaking ball's real.
Not easy to get Burress in an 0-2 count. Just gets a piece. Burress tied with Nick Kurtz of Wake Forest for the ACC home runs lead entering the week. He's also 7th in the ACC in average, 3rd in slugging, 2nd in total bases. Perfect games mid-season freshman of the year, and he could be perfect games postseason freshman of the year. Waiting on the 0-2 from Zeal. Before that, a throw to Younger.
And I was going to say how talented Zeal is. There's a lot of heat in here, which I mean high-level professional scouts, including the scouting director of the San Francisco Giants, Michael Holmes.
Is that what you called as a coach? A lot of heat in the seats?
A lot of heat. Those guys are high level. They're not just, you know, an associate scout or something. They're sending guys in from all over the country to watch Zeal pitch tonight here in Atlanta.
He's a junior from Macedon, New York, outside of Rochester. As a staff, Miami's 7th in the ACC in ERA. Burress claiming he got clipped. Count instead even at 2. What's interesting is that with Zeal kind of front and center, Miami is 3rd in the ACC in fewest walks allowed. Georgia Tech as a team leads the ACC in walks drawn. Got a big lead by Younger. He is 10 of 11 in stolen bases this year. Censure Miami defense in just a moment. And that was close. Got a good pickoff from that right side as well. Shot down the line, foul.
This guy's been tough all year, getting Miami deep into the games. The big thing for Miami is their bullpen has been a problem. It's been a major problem. They've been giving up a lot of slug, which means extra base hits throughout the season. This guy starting right here has not been the problem.
Eaten up at 3rd by Cuvée. Slings his 2nd for 1. Relay to 1st, double play.
Off Burress's barrel. That's usually what happens on double play balls. They're hit well.
Almost the only left-hander in Georgia Tech's batting order. And for a hot-hitting Georgia Tech team, he might be hottest of them all.
Maybe the hottest hitter in the country right now.
It has felt that way. Gets fisted to the right of 2nd. Gonzalez ranges over, has time to adjust, and the Jackets get set down in order.
And he said, yeah.
When Jim Morris asked you to be part of his staff, yeah, you'll drop everything.
I would say. And he's outstanding. He does a phenomenal job. Great baseball man, great person.
A tough first year because of offensive injuries and, like you said, some inconsistency in the back of that bullpen. The count 0-2. Meanwhile, on the senior Lucas Costello, Transfer from Wake Forest, native of Miami, who was 1 for 3 with a walk in their win over Florida Atlantic. Vinatieri served up the solo home run to Villegas with 1 out in the first. Costello 91 career starts for the Demon Deacons, including a pair at the College World Series last year. Line shot and right through the glove of Giesler. Couldn't handle that hot shot. The leadoff base hit by Costello.
Ball's hit hard, but I think if Giesler get a mulligan on this one, he would definitely want to redo. That's one where you just want to try to maybe get your body in front, knock it down.
Try to play it from the side.
Yes, it'll hurt for about a minute or two, and then you'll be fine.
So runner aboard for the catcher, Jack Scanlon. Senior from Sloatsburg, New York, transfer from Oregon. Homered last weekend against Louisville. Now, Vinatieri did allow some traffic on the base pass in Charlottesville last weekend. 12 hits allowed over 6 2/3, but only 2 runs came across. Only 1 was earned.
Scattered 12. Did a really nice job of some double plays. Defense was outstanding behind him. 0 walks, that was the key.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he gave him 12 hits, but you don't walk anybody. You have to earn everything you get.
Spins that in the zone, 1-1. Miami not an active team on the base pass. In fact, last in the ACC in stolen bases, only 14 in 23 attempts this year. As you get a look at Costello, who is 1 for 1, will still attract a throw from Vinatieri. Now, you'd mentioned Vinatieri, the junior from Watertown, Connecticut, Bobby, and one of the pitches in his arsenal is something you rarely see in college baseball or really at any level anymore, and that's the palm ball. How difficult is that to pick up as a hitter as that one's rolled out to short? Green, the flip to Bichetti, the relay to Jones, and the Jackets turn the 2 on the Hurricanes.
It's an outstanding pitch. He showed us last weekend how he throws it, and he digs it deep into his palm. Then he lifts his fingers off the ball and lets it roll off his fingers. And it promotes a lot of double plays, swing and miss, ground ball. It's a ground ball pitch when it's right, or a swing and miss pitch. Striking some guys out and freezing them with that pitch last week. Threw 2 right there in that count. Gets that rolling, it's going to be a good night for Vinatieri.
And these might be the only palm balls that opposing hitters have seen all year. And so you're in those hitting meetings. How do you prepare your guys for it?
Well, it's basically a changeup, but the deal is this. It's anywhere from 20 to 22 miles per hour off of his fastball, so it's an extreme changeup. That's the only unique part about it. A lot of hand speed. He really gets to kill it off his fastball, and it just basically has a parachute. It's that Bugs Bunny changeup that everybody talks about.
Lorenzo Carrier behind the ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Vinatieri doesn't get a chase.
You know, and the thing about Vinatieri's fastball, too, I was talking to Matt Taylor about this. The metrics of his fastball will be like 89 to 91, but they'll play like 93, 94 with the spin and the angle that he has. A little bit of cross throw right there.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we're talking about. 103 wins.
That'll get it done. Jones followed by Giesler and Green in the Georgia Tech second. Cam Jones batting 4th, playing first base tonight.
Boy, Cam has been playing really well the last 3 weekends as well, on the mound and at the plate. He's really gotten his approach through the middle of the field to the backside. He's locked in there.
Line drive, and that eats up Jimenez. Tried to back up and backhand it, but too much smoke off the bat by Jones, and he reaches on Georgia Tech's second hit.
Further your point, Andy, 106 off the bat right there. That was hammered.
It's going to be a tough pick by Jimenez. So Cam Jones now has hit safely in 7 straight games. Another leadoff runner aboard for John Giesler. And Cam Jones an ever-present threat on the base paths. Stole 2 bases on Tuesday against Kennesaw State, and on the year, Jones 23 of 24.
He can fly. This is my key guy right here. We talked about him the last 3 weeks. Giesler coming off that injury, out for over a month. He's been really stepping up the last few weeks. Big knock. 3-run jack against Virginia Tech to seal that series. And then a huge bases loaded double Friday night at Virginia to seal that game.
Also hit the walk-off 2-run homer to clinch the run rule win on Tuesday versus Kennesaw State, swinging away on 2-0. He fouls it back, and he also homered against Gage Zeal last year. We told you Zeal and Coral Gables through 8 innings, only allowed 2 hits. One of those was a 2-run homer by Giesler.
He's such a big lift in the program, in the lineup right now. You're talking about the OPS leader last year in ACC play. So this is a huge shot in the arm for the Jackets, getting him back in the lineup, hitting in the 5 spot.
7 for his last 18. Popped up, drifting into foul territory. Urso gives it a look, and out of play. And Giesler 6 RBIs his last 4 games. Hit safely in all 3 games of the Virginia series. He and Wake Forest Nick Kurtz, the top 2 returning hitters in the ACC in conference play by OPS. On a 2-2. Ground ball weakly hit, could be 2. Gonzalez squares, throws, relay, another double play, wiping out a leadoff base hit by the Jackets.
You know, we talk about contact with 2 strikes, but that wasn't even a full swing right there by Giesler. He just kind of slowed his swing to make contact. That's how good Zeal's breaking ball is. It's unfortunate right there. You want to actually have a full swing on that, so you don't just pepper a ball to the second baseman. Too easy right there for the Canes.
And kind of a defensive swing turned into a 4-6-3. Bases empty, 2 away for Peyton Green. First pitch swinging, towering fly ball, but didn't hit it as fat as he wants. And the catch made by Villegas to retire the side. Well, second the weekend, so that's a big bat that's out of J.D. Arteaga's lineup. Jimenez to lead off the Miami third. And also Miami's had some hard luck as well, Bobby. They're 7-14 in the ACC. Almost half of their conference losses have come by 1 run. 6 of 14. As Jimenez falls behind on Vinatieri, 0-2.
Lost a lot of games late where they were leading or tied, and their bullpen just didn't come through, or offensively they just were shut down late in games.
Vinatieri's given up a couple of hits. He's forced to double play, a couple of strikeouts. Last year through 3 relief innings. Did not allow a hit. He was spotless as he fires the 1-2, and again low and outside to Jimenez. Antonio Jimenez, freshman from Davie, Florida, recorded his first career home run in that Sunday victory versus Louisville. Reaches out, fouls it off. And win on Sunday versus the Cardinals snapped a 6-game losing streak overall. And then Miami a 5-2 win over Florida Atlantic on Tuesday. Their bullpen was stellar, only allowed 1 hit after the 2nd inning, as Jimenez has worked the count full to lead off the Miami third.
Vinatieri pounds the strike zone so well. You rarely see 3-ball counts. I mean, he throws it in there. And Miami knows it. They're swinging early in the count.
Another one fouled away by Jimenez.
These 3-ball counts, we talked about this last year when we were together. 50% chance at the college level to reach base. So you're basically a 500 on base percentage any 3-ball count.
It'd be wise to avoid them. It's inevitable here. And the 3-2 is waved on and missed. A whiff from Vinatieri on Jimenez. He'll offer some intel to J.D. Urso, but that's a third strikeout for the junior.
Nice breaking ball right there at 80 miles per hour. Just a good 3-2 cross count. Great pitch.
Leadoff batter sent down for the 9-hole hitter Urso. Late on that swing. Urso, grad transfer from Tampa. Played for his dad at the University of Tampa. Was 0 for 2. Did score a run in that win over Florida Atlantic. Both teams facing Owls in the midweek. Georgia Tech versus Kennesaw State. Miami versus FAU. Make of that what you will.
2 good wins for both programs.
Urso out towards short. Oh, what a sliding stop. And the throw across. Got him. That was Bichetti, and that was gorgeous.
Beautiful play. Georgia Tech electing to play a shift. Ball was smoked. Backhand. Put his foot in the ground. Perfect throw.
You're talking about Urso, who's an infielder. He's got speed, but Bichetti, a plus glove by way of Fairfield University, and records the second out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, and Jacoby Long.
Beautiful right there. And the shift helping out. There's a lot of guys on that left side.
Bouncing ball. That one's knocked down by Geisler. Scrambles to his feet. Guns across. And the stretch by Jones. Gets Long. Florida State. And now facing Miami, which itself is looking to reverse its fortunes. It's Marzalak followed by Lackey and Bichetti. Now because Marzalak, the Maryland transfer, starting in right.
When you talk about the Jackets in the NCAA tournament, it's all in front of them. The better opponents you play, it's like bring it on, because you've got a great opportunity to capitalize quality RPI points.
Another rollover. Jimenez handles that, retires Marzalak, 1 out.
Yeah, it's right in front of the Jackets. It's right there for the taking. They've done a great job the last 3 weekends. They're playing quality opponents to finish the schedule. I mean, what more could you ask for?
You certainly don't want to discount this Miami Hurricanes team, but Georgia Tech, the 6th toughest remaining schedule in the country by win percentage. As Zeal fires to the catcher Von Lackey, and he flares one into right. Coming on is the right fielder Costello, who slides and makes the catch.
Nice play right there. He got a great jump on that baseball. Costello, that ball looked like a base hit right off the bat. And the ball carries here to right field. So we always used to tell the outfielders, make a break and go for these baseballs, because the ball will stay up when you hit it to right. A little bit of a jet stream out there.
It was measured well by Costello. 2 away for Bichetti. Shift is on for Mike Bichetti, who stares at strike 1. Bichetti, like we said, the transfer from Fairfield. One of those veteran bats that Danny Hall courted in the transfer portal. 1-1. Bichetti had a really tough start to ACC play. Was 2 for his first 32, but he stands in 5 for his last 10 against ACC pitching.
Andy, look at this defense. You pointed out earlier, they've got the shift on. Their first baseman is almost halfway to second base here. It's amazing that he can get to first. I love it. Can get to first on a ball to the left side.
Bichetti, meanwhile, homered in that Kennesaw State win. And gets a sky-high pop-up. Behind home, Scanlon. Urso makes the call, makes the catch. And another tidy inning turn
this weekend moving forward. Georgia Tech, think about it. They were swept also back-to-back weekends.
Yeah.
And since then, they've gone 6-3 the next 3 weekends. So the push was already made on the Georgia Tech side. The Canes looking for some of that.
And we caught up with J.D. Arteaga before this one. He said there was a point where it felt like you were never going to win again. And sometimes just getting that win in dominating fashion like they did to salvage that final game versus Louisville, then even though they only had 5 hits, got the win versus Florida Atlantic on Tuesday. From a morale and a psyche standpoint, we'll see how that can carry them through this weekend.
Absolutely.
Villegas' home run off Vinatieri, just his 3rd of the season. Swinging away, fouls it off.
A lot more off speed in this at bat versus his first ambush home run. He's going to see some different things here. A breaking ball and a palm ball so far in this count.
Shift is on for Villegas, who gets underneath it. Popped up. It'll stay in fair territory, and Jones feels the breeze from Villegas as he runs by, but pulls it in.
Another off-speed pitch right there. Just a little out front.
Boy, if you want a good illustration, Bobby, of the craft of pitching, you have two really good blueprints tonight, Vinatieri and Zeile.
No doubt, no doubt. Little different styles, but yes, they know what they're doing out there. You got a fastball changeup guy on the Jacket side, and then the Canes fastball power breaking ball guy over there. But both plus command.
Oh yeah,
experienced pitchers.
Cuvée struck out his first time. Count square at 1. Cuvée, the freshman from Fort Lauderdale, committed to Miami as a freshman in high school. Got a 3-run homer, 5 RBIs in that Sunday win versus Louisville. A double and an RBI in the midweek versus Florida Atlantic. As that's knocked down off at third by Geisler, recovers, fires, and gets him 2 away. Boy, Geisler has been in the line of fire, hasn't he? That's 103 off the bat.
Well, that ball was smoked. Geisler got down on one knee, did whatever he could to stay in front of that baseball, knocks it down, and throws him out. And that's very fundamentally sound when a ball's hit over 100 miles an hour at you. And he's playing probably 93-ish, 95 feet from home plate. Ball gets on you quick. At 103.
The infield defense has been crisp so far for the Yellow Jackets. Gonzalez trying to bunt against the shift. He lifts it foul to fall behind 0-2. Gonzalez flew out to the warning track in center his first time. 0 for 4 versus Florida Atlantic. Along with Gabe Zeile, one of the Hurricanes team captains. It's fouled off a Lackey's mask. Miami 18-22. They're 7-14 in the ACC. We had noted some of their 1-run losses in conference play. Haven't suffered a losing season in the ACC since 2013, but perhaps more urgently for Miami, they haven't had a losing season overall, Bobby, since 1957.
Read that this morning, and I just could not believe 1957.
You know who was their head coach in 1957?
No, I do not. Who was he?
How about a Baseball Hall of Famer, Jimmy Fox?
Oh, wow.
We knew he could hit, and we know that Gonzalez can hit as well as he finds a seam through the shift for a 2-out base hit. And Jimmy Fox did many things to earn himself a bust in Cooperstown, but that 11-12 season in 1957 probably not on the plaque. Gonzalez is aboard for Miami's second hit of the night.
Good short swing, off-speed pitch. Didn't try to do too much. 2-strike hitting. Just solid hitting right there.
And so the inning continues for the number 5 hitter, Lucas Costello. He singled his first time.
Former Deacon.
He had a solo home run against Miami in the 2022 ACC Tournament Championship. That catches the outside corner from Vinatieri, 0-1.
Did a nice job for the Deeks last year in tournament play and in Omaha.
And you saw him out at the Winston-Salem Regional, calling that for ESPN. Bunting up the third baseline. Geisler charges. Vinatieri has to hot-foot it out of the way, but he clears the path for the 5-3 put.
Big inning right here for the Jackets. Second time through, need to make a statement. Haven't really done much yet in this game. Middle of the game, need to make a statement.
Under fisted foul. He does lead Georgia Tech in average in ACC. 395 coming in for a Tech team that overall is 7th in the ACC in batting average. You think, okay, that's kind of middle of the pack. That's also 29th in the country. Some years belong to the hitters, some to the pitchers. I think you can surmise what kind of year it is. That ball is a routine pop. Young was playing deep. Jimenez backpedaling from short, and he reels it in 1 away.
Yeah, scoring is up, that's for sure. Ball's flying out of Parks. It's unbelievable, and the walks are up. walks are up. I've seen games where it's 19 walks. Are you kidding me? And stuff like that. I mean, the national record all time is 25.
I'll give you some PTSD seeing those walks. Here's Drew Burress, grounded into a double play his first time up. The shift is on for Burress as he takes a cut, dribbles it off the plate. Burress on a 7-game hitting streak. As we are fond of saying, not all hitting streaks are built equal. You can have a 7-game hitting streak, but you're 1 of 5 in each game. You're only hitting 200 during that span. Not the case with Drew Burress over his 7-game hitting streak. How about 15 of 32 with 8 RBIs? That included the home run in the clincher versus Virginia Sunday, his 17th of the season. One shy of tying a 22-year-old school record for home runs by a freshman at Tech. Brief pause here as shoelace came undone on the cleat of Zeal.
And the most impressive thing about Drew is he'll take his walks. His on-base percentage is almost 500 as a freshman. Incredible. 1 out of every 2 times he's on base.
He started off in the leadoff spot for Danny Hall and now batting second. One of the most touted freshmen by ranking in college baseball this year, and he's done nothing to prove those rankings wrong as a rare 3-ball count now from Zeal. See what he dials up and try to keep Burress off balance on 3-1. Takes a strike. We've gone full.
I was going to say, to further your point, made a great decision to go to school, not sign professionally out of high school, and prove to the world what he can do.
Bouncer up the middle, and it's misplayed by Jimenez. He was ranged into his left. Looked like he had that squared up nicely. Might have taken a tricky topspin. Should be an error on Jimenez. It is. And Burress reaches.
So what happened is you're supposed to field this off your left eye, your left side of your body. Watch when he fields this. He's on the right side of his body a little bit, right?
Ooh, that was
there.
Gonzalez,
see that?
beg your pardon.
You see how you handcuff yourself when you're off your right leg. You want to field it off your left side or your left leg, which is your glove foot. He handcuffs himself by fielding off his right leg, thus an error.
Yeah, that was not Jimenez with the shift on. That was Gonzalez. Either way, a runner aboard. And Matthew Ellis splashes it foul.
94. 0-0 fastball right there. Went changeup first pitch last time. Speeding him up, slowing him down.
Well, very few pitchers have been able to slow down the bat of Matthew Ellis of late. Reigning ACC Player of the Week. Off the end of his bat. Softly into left center. Jimenez is out. He makes the catch. 2 away.
So there's your off speed after a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And we talked about this last when we were together, partner. It's you want to make the hitter car sick. Remember when you're in the back seat and your mom's in traffic, okay, on I-75 right over here, and she's hitting the brake, then speeding up, hitting the brake, and you're back there getting car sick. That's what you want the hitters to do when you're pitching. Speed them up, slow them down. Speed them up, slow them down.
Feels like you've also ridden with me before, based on that description. Jones singled his first time.
With you in Atlanta traffic.
Ball is in the dirt. Burress got a great break and no throw from Scanlon. So now a runner in scoring position. It was in the dirt. It was smothered pretty nicely by Scanlon, but the moment that ball hit the dirt, Burress was off.
Again, look at no hesitation right here. He's an outstanding complete player. Defense, offense, running the bases, hits with power, 2 strikes. What more can we say about this young man?
Got to be aggressive, getting extra 90s against Zeal. Deals the 1-0, fouled off. Jones hit a grand slam last Friday in Georgia Tech's run rule win versus Virginia. Had an 18-game hitting streak earlier this year and reached safely in 31 straight. Catches the corner, 1-2. Interestingly, there has not yet been a strikeout for Zeal. Here with 2 outs in the 4th, the guy who had 15 in that complete game versus Clemson earlier this year.
Well, Coach Ramsey does an amazing job with our hitters, with the Georgia Tech hitters, with 2 strikes.
No chase from Jones, count even at 2, but it is surprising considering how many 2-strike count Zeal has worked. Worth noting, not trying to manifest any announcer jinxes if you're watching at home, just compelled to state the facts.
No, but it is amazing. Coach Ramsey does an unbelievable job. Their walk to hit batter and strike out, they're in the plus as a program. That's good coaching. It's a good system with 2 strikes.
Just outside.
I'll tell you a big difference too in college baseball is rating the umpires on TrackMan data, that technology. So a strike is a strike, a ball is a ball. The hitters know that. So those borderline pitches they can actually take now.
And now Jones on 3-2 draws the walk. He had to fight for that one. The Jackets now have 2 on for Geisler on the first free pass issued by Zeal.
I want to further that point. Back in the day, the plate was probably 24 inches wide. And now it's actually a real strike zone. It's the same strike zone as a big league strike zone.
Fancy that. Is that why walks are up, though?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Because the strike zone is real now. And it's hard for these 18 to 23-year-olds to execute in a real strike zone.
Geisler bounced into a double play his first time through. Lays off, takes a strike.
You really have to be elite to throw it in there at a high level. And these 2 guys that are pitching tonight are.
Can't catch up to the heater. 94 from Zeal, 0-2. Only run of the game scored on the 3rd pitch. Solo home run by Villegas off of Finiteri in the top of the first as Zeal looks to dance around 2 runners on. Here's the pitch. And that's bounced up the middle, a base hit. Burris with speed to burn around from 3rd. It's a 2-out RBI by Geisler, and we're knotted at 1. Good situational hitting by the senior to put the Jackets on the board.
So we talk about through the middle, TTM. That's where the RBIs are. That's what Geisler did. Ball was not hit hard, but it's through the middle of the field. That's where the RBIs live. We call them steaks, ribeyes. Great job right there with 2 outs.
I was on an 0-2 count. Zeal, I think, was trying to bury a fastball on his hands. Did you just miss his spot and leave that over the plate?
Just a smidge, and it's also good hitting. Geisler staying inside the baseball and keeping the barrel tight to his body so he can get it through the middle of the field.
2 on, still 2 out for Peyton Green. He gets hit. So now they're loaded. Boy, an error, a walk, and now a hit by pitch, accounting for Georgia Tech's base runners here in the 4th inning.
And that's what we talk about, these freebies or these 90s, hit batters, walks, errors, they lead to runs.
And again, the walk, the single by Geisler, and now the hit by pitch from Green, all coming with 2 outs. That'll prompt a visit from Lance Gutierrez.
Coach Gutierrez.
Clinching game Sunday versus Virginia. It was his first start since March 30th. Stayed in the lineup for the midweek versus Kennesaw. Hit a 2 RBI double. And Hutton for Georgia Tech's first lead as we see if Zeal settles down. Working out of the stretch, and he rifles one by him.
That 93, 94 mile per hour fastball up in the zone has tremendous spin and ride. Ball just stays true. It's hard to get on top.
And they nicknamed Bobby Barrels. In the dirt.
Spun that one at 2,700, 85 miles per hour.
You say like a big league spin rate is 24, 2,500.
Yeah, 25.
1-1. Blowing outside. Good stop by Scanlon, the veteran backstop for the Hurricanes, but now Zmarzalak has a hitter's count. And remember that RBI single by Geisler earlier this inning came on an 0-2 pitch from Zeal. And the Green hit by pitch. And the 2-1 on the way to Zmarzalak. Chopped wide to 3rd.
Another 2,700 plus spin rate right there on an 86 mile per hour breaking ball.
Well, they're just
that's
hard
real
to
stuff.
tame. Yeah,
that's real stuff right there.
Zmarzalak had a game-tying RBI in the top of the 9th of the Saturday game versus Virginia. And the pitch. Rolled towards short, played by Jimenez, throws to second. Oh, Gonzalez was covering. He didn't realize it bounces off his back. A second run is going to come in Geisler. Wow. Jimenez tried to go short for the force, but Gonzalez covering had already turned his back, and it turns into 2 runs scored, and Tech takes the 3-1 lead.
Watch Gonzalez assume that Jimenez is going to first base with this. He just assumes and trying to get out of the way for the throw to first.
Wow.
And hits him in the back, basically.
I mean, did Jimenez not think he had enough time to gun that across to Zmarzlak?
I think the play should have been to first base, and so does the Canes second baseman. So that was a banger if he went to second.
Yeah, so second error of the inning, and now 3-1. That pitch at the knees to Lackey.
It's crazy. He was trying to get out of the way for the throw to first base, and then gets hit in the back with a kind of a sidearm feed.
Yeah.
It was usually an underhand feed from that close.
Almost felt like he changed his mind
right
after he came up with it. Bunt rolled out in front of the mound by Lackey. That's fielded by Zeal and snaps it on to first. Above treading water, but certainly defensively an inning like they had in the bottom of the fourth. Not a way to go about it.
Definitely 4 freebies in 1 inning. It's going to lead to a big inning a lot, right? I mean, anytime you see 4 freebies in 1 inning, they're lucky they got away with 3 runs right there.
Scanlon grounded into a double play his first time through. The shift is on. 3 infielders to the right of second and lays down a perfect bunt. That's barehanded. That's thrown. It pulls Jones off the bag, and Scanlon able to beat it out.
Wow, great effort by Geisler right there. The ball's just up the line a little bit. I think an accurate throw. He's out. It's just a little bit up the line, but tremendous barehand play effort. You got to have that window. You want to almost throw it up the right field line, and the ball will hook back. You got to play your slice like in golf. Did Cam get him right here?
Yeah, I saw him shake his head after he gloved it, saying, "Nah, I didn't catch him on the cleat." And as we say often, you play the shift. You know, you might not feel like you're that nifty with the bunt, but you're almost being gift wrapped a base hit if you want to bunt it down, and Scanlon did. Leadoff man on for Carrier. Might that spark this Miami offense? Carrier has to be brushed back. Struck out to end the second, his first at bat. Just want to clarify the scoring on the ball in play that resulted in the last 2 Georgia Tech runs of the fourth. It was officially scored a hit because you can't assume the forces. That ball is given a ride by Carrier out toward left center. The leap, and it's out of here, and we are tied at 3. Lorenzo Carrier caught a jet stream. And what a response by the Hurricanes.
111 off the bat right there. Off-speed pitch up in the strike zone. Hammered by Carrier.
That is a response.
Just buggy whipped out of here above his waist. Rocket.
Carrier's 5th home run of the season, and Georgia Tech's lead short-lived. Still nobody out for Jimenez. Yes, Jimenez sees one twirl in there for a strike. That's a morale booster in that Miami dugout. Rolled to the right of second. Bichetti has a long way to go, and the stretch by Jones just in time. That could have been another infield single against the shift, and said one away.
Ball's capped to the right side, almost a cue shot. Playing pull right there with a lot of English, a lot of spin. It's a lot harder play than what it looks like because Georgia Tech was in the shift. Nice play right there by Bichetti.
Yeah, he had a long way. No wasted motion. He gets the first out of the Miami 5th. Here's J.D. Urso. Urso sprays one into short right. Will it fall? It will. Dropped beyond the reach of Jones in front of Zmarzlak. All of a sudden, that's 3 Miami hits here in the 5th.
Little jam job, sand wedge to the backside. Great pitch by Finateri on the hands, 88. Perfect placement.
So Urso flips the order over for Long, who's 0 for 2.
We got a ball game here, partner.
We sure do, and in short order. But again, it was officially scored an infield single by Zmarzalak. But there was an error on Jimenez that accounted for that second run coming in. You can't assume the force. Long batting, 343. Nubber up the line. He's got speed. Vinatieri backhands, throws, not in time.
Ooh, that's a banger right there. I think they're going to replay that.
Danny will come out from the Georgia Tech dugout. Immediately ask for a review.
Outstanding effort right there by Vinatieri.
Yeah.
The key on this is when you field it, you cannot move your feet. See how he just picks it up and throws it? That's how you do it. If you take any shuffle at all on the left side as a pitcher, automatic safe. But he did not. He just planted his.
Georgia Tech had a call overturned. They will have a second call overturned. As Long is ruled out at first. 2 away. Urso does move into scoring position.
Outstanding play. I mean, that is a quality pitcher's fielding play right there. Watch him just plant his feet and throw the baseball. That's how you do it right there. Oh, that's beautiful.
Good stretch as well by Cam Jones. But now the go-ahead run in scoring position for Villegas, who tagged Vinatieri for the solo home run in the first. Followed that up by popping up beside the first base bag in the third. As Villegas looks at strike one.
Could be huge right here. I mean, think about it. That's 1 out, first and second. Now you've got 2 outs, one man in scoring position. So just a big call right there.
Villegas, the junior from Vega Alta, Puerto Rico. Missing through the back door, 1-1. He's one of the rare, if not the only position player for Miami who appeared in the series 2 years ago when Miami came to Atlanta. Was 1 for 14 against the Yellow Jackets. Off the end of his bat, fouled over the netting, 1-2. Also coming off an RBI double and a sac fly in their midweek win versus FAU. Seeing the ball well. Behind the ball and 2 strikes on Vinatieri. Hammers one down the line. Plenty of strength, but hooks into the bullpen foul.
It's the palm ball right there, just a little bit out front. Ball's on the inner half. With fastball away, palm ball in. Be interesting to see what he throws here.
Third time facing Vinatieri. Pops him up. Younger. And that'll do it for the Hurricanes in the 5th. But they erase the Georgia Tech deficit quickly.
Big bounce back inning right here. The Jackets will be looking to turn their lineup over here. 9-1-2.
Back to work goes Zeal. Bichetti starting slowly to figure out ACC pitching in his first circuit through the league. Senior from Fairfield University, Eastchester, New York. He's more suburban New York City. Zeal more out of the Rochester area. But I don't think either of them missed the those early season ball games that they had to play back in their home state.
Neither do we, growing up near Chi-Town.
Oh,
right?
no. It would still be Parka weather. Skips in, 3-1.
Yeah, as soon as I could get south to go to college, I was in. I was all in on that.
And when I moved down here for work, I'm like, wait a second, you don't have to live like that?
Exactly.
In the winter? Like, you have a choice? Bichetti was hunting on 3-1. Count's gone full. A little late on that 4-mile-per-hour fastball from Zeal.
3-ball count right here.
Zeal is still yet to record a strikeout. The ACC's innings leader. Served into right. Costello breaking back, makes the catch. Tricky read off the bat of Bichetti. Costello able to adjust for the first down.
It's a great approach right there. Ball's hammered, just good baseball. 94-mile-per-hour fastball from Zeal. Bichetti just hammers it to right. Just good baseball.
Back to the top of the order in Younger. That performance versus Clemson was not the only superb start that Zeal has had in the ACC this year. Also threw 8 innings against Duke, allowed 3 earned runs, only 4 hits scattered across those 8 innings. Check swing did go, 1-1. And even last Friday versus Louisville, he allowed 3 earned runs across 6 innings, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Last year against the Jackets, he had them tied in knots. He retired the first 13 batters of that 8-inning, 2-hit performance.
It's definitely been a tough luck starter for the Canes. That would be the definition of his year so far. I mean, like I said in the open, several of the coaches this morning that I talked to in the ACC said he might be the best pitcher in this league. And that's saying something when you got a guy like Chase Burns at Wake Forest.
Nearly freezes Younger. He lays off to even the count. He's got that fastball that can tick to 94, but he's got a high pitchability guy as well.
Correct. Really mixes, locates, all of them.
Another one fought off foul by Younger, who's 1 for 2. And what I do appreciate about Gage Zeal, you know, sometimes pitchers are totally different away from their home mound. That's not the case with Zeal, because I did the splits. In road games this year, Gage Zeal, an ERA of 4.15. At home, 4.16. That is consistency, brother. As he delivers another 2-2 to Younger. Grounded to short. Jimenez up with it. A little bit of a long stretch, and it pulled Urso's foot off the bag. Safe is the call. Miami wants the review.
So I was watching earlier. Urso's not used to playing first base at this level. He's stretching a little bit early, and I thought this might cost him late in this game. We'll see what happens here on the replay. But you want to wait for the ball to get to the base, then stretch to it with your gloved foot. He's out there a little bit early, and he has to reach back. See how he reaches back, and he's already stretched. It's a little bit tougher. He may have still been on that bag right there.
Well, we've had 2 out save calls at first base already overturned tonight. Miami hoping for and the call is overturned. So we are 3 for 3 on safe out calls overturned at first. Urso said, I do it all along. I know my own body. 2 away.
Wow, that's 3 for 3, partner. Think about that. These coaches are hot. They got their...
So 2 away, that'll bring up Burris. Burris attacks the first pitch. That's backhanded at the edge of the dirt by Jimenez. High throw. Urso keeps the foot on again. And no review needed. And it turns into a 1-2-3.
390s.
Line shot. Oh, it's out of the glove of Geisler. Can he recover on Cuvée? He does.
We'll get back to that point here in a second. Geisler had 1 ball earlier in this game that he olayed to the side, and since then he's gotten his body in front of 2 absolutely smoked. That was 108 off the bat.
He had to make the recovery, yeah. Just caught the heel of his glove.
And that's what it's, you know, you want to play hockey goalie over there on those 100+ mile-per-hour balls off the barrel.
Shift is on for Gonzalez, thinking about a bunt. That has Geisler charging from third.
That's a nice play right there, and a gutsy play. A lot of toughness shown, a lot of grit.
Gonzalez 1 for 2. Through the back door from Vinatieri, 1-1. And Miami is hitting the harder balls tonight. Not Georgia Tech, which has plated 67 runs over its previous 5 ACC games.
Well,
the wave and a miss makes it 1-2.
Further to that point, they're hitting the ball harder, and then they're not playing defense for Zeal. That's what I was talking about. 5 free 90s. We had a ball in dirt, that's on Zeal, and then a walk, HBP, 2 errors behind him, equaling 3 runs for the Jackets. He's throwing a shutout right now without those.
Another 1-2 on the way. Fought off by Gonzalez. Dorian Gonzalez was primarily a defensive replacement last year. His dad, of course, left-handed pitcher for the Hurricanes when they reached the College World Series in the mid-90s, where he was stablemates with JT Arteaga. It's a slow roller up the first base line. Who's got it? Nobody does. Neither Jones nor Vinatieri could commit. And it turns. We'll see if it's a hit or an error, but either way, Gonzalez reaches.
That's probably a hit in my book. That's a tough play. I mean, it's a communication play. It's probably a situation where Cam Jones would come get that baseball, and Vinatieri keeps running like he's covering first base. And then it's really a tough flip, too, because you're probably going to have to throw the ball from behind him. So either way, it's a tough play, and it's a base hit.
There's another nubber, squibber, whatever you want to call it.
It's a perfectly placed swinging push bunt, really.
Runner aboard with one away for Lucas Costello, who's 1 for 2.
And that ball was hit 50 off the barrel compared to 111 on the one before.
And that's a caught line drive by Jones. Taps the bag. Double play. Another smoke shot off the bat, this time from Costello, but right to Jones. And with that, James so far through 2 plate appearances, he's been kept in check by Gage Zeal.
What's been so impressive about his run here the last 3 weeks is 2-strike hitting, outstanding. Taking his walks, outstanding. Not chasing and hitting for power. Complete.
He got jammed. Sends this soaring into foul territory. Scanlon laid out of his crouch. Zeal takes command and makes the catch.
Broke his bat.
Wow. How about that?
Wow.
Hope it's not that bad. He'd been swinging to get ACC Player of the Week. You talk about sawing somebody off.
93 on the hands. Where's the barrel?
It's got to be a badge of honor for a pitcher there.
Yeah, no doubt.
You break somebody's bat.
I would ask for that bat so I can take it back to Miami with me. Throw it up in the man cave.
Mounted on your wall. That's a prize pelt. Here's Jones.
You're like mounting an elk.
There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd get a souvenir tonight. Didn't get one of the free Hawaiian shirts they gave away, but he got a piece of Matthew Ellis's bat, so not a lost cause. Line drive, that's eaten up by Cuvée on the short hop, 2 away.
.103 hammered. Baseball's just crazy. You can hit it 50 and get a base hit. Then you can hit it 90 plus, 100 plus, and there's no guarantees.
Yeah. 2 away for Geisler. Had the RBI single to tie the game in the 4th. Later score, Georgia Tech's 3rd run. Doesn't offer. Takes a strike over the inner half.
Both these guys just pound the strike zone.
It's almost like you're stepping in 0-1. And RBI, Geisler is 7th in his last 4+ games. Numbers still trying to level out, like you had mentioned earlier, Bobby. He missed almost a month after taking a hit by pitch in the shoulder. Returned in late March in Tech series versus Boston College. Appeal to first did not go. It's 2-1. Starting to pick things up. That bases loaded clearing double on Friday versus Virginia last weekend. 2-run homer in the midweek versus Kennesaw State. Paints the outside corner, 2-2.
That huge 3-run jack against Virginia Tech when they brought in their dude, their real guy. And he goes first pitch 92 in, and Geisler hit it on the football field.
Jacked his swing, did go on the appeal. So Gage Zeal takes
surfer.
I would hope so if he'd lived out there. That one is sprayed into foul territory up the bat of Scanlon. Lands in the Georgia Tech bullpen. Aiden Vinatieri on for his 7th inning of work. He surrendered 3 home runs. Those runs all scored on home runs. The solo shot by Villegas in the 1st. The tying 2-run shot by Carrier, who's on deck. That hit from Carrier came in the 5th. Last Friday, Vinatieri worked 6 2/3, which was a season high. Another one yanked foul. Watch out.
There's that palm ball. Just such a hard pitch to keep fair. It's so much slower than his fastball.
But it hasn't seemed like Vinatieri has gotten as many swings and misses off that palm ball as this game has gone on.
Correct. They are pulling it foul, but they're definitely hitting it. He had 1 double play on a palm ball.
That fastball came in at 88, but you saw the swing from Scanlon. He almost swung at it as the ball was in Lackey's glove. Playing off that change in velo from the palm ball to the fastball. But again, still 0-2. Just gets a piece.
Another palm ball right there. It's that fast, slow mix. Hard, soft mix. Front to back, they call it. Bugs Bunny changeup, and then 90 looks like 95, 96. 88 looks like 94.
Trying to take care of Scanlon. This time he does. A foul tip on the climbing fastball at 89. Strikeout opens the Miami 7th.
There's that ride fastball up in the strike zone after all that soft stuff. So it's a great pitch elevated.
Fifth strikeout for Vinatieri, but this was the last time he faced Lorenzo Carrier. Found one center cut. Drives it over the wall in left center to tie this game at 3. Empty cut on the first off from Vinatieri here. And followed a strikeout swinging by Carrier to retire the side to second.
This kid's got a really flat swing. You want to get down in the strike zone. Saw him hammer a ball up in the strike zone. Last AB.
Richard, sophomore from Bear, Delaware. Two-time Delaware Gatorade Player of the Year. Big breaking ball misses in, 2-1.
Just take the I-95 interstate all the way down to
you
Miami.
You make it sound like it's a quick trip. You're just going down the street for milk. Meanwhile, the count's 3-1 on Carrier.
It's got to be over 20 hours.
Oh gosh. I hope he found some airfare that was reasonable when he first moved down. Vinatieri is not allowed a walk so far, nor a hit batter. The 3-1 to Carrier, and that ball is elevated high in the air, but playable in right for Marzalak. Well, that burned upon re-entry into the atmosphere, but 2 away.
Just beat him with a fastball right there. 88 away. A lot of off speed. Again, makes that fastball look harder than 88. Just beat his bat right there.
Now trying to finish the 7th against the right-hander Antonio Jimenez. He's 0 for 2. A sweeping breaking ball eludes the bat for strike 1.
Good sweeper right there. 80 miles per hour. Nice pitch on 0-0.
Outside corner, strike 2.
Gosh, both these guys are just filling it up.
That's why Vinatieri's at 85 pitches through 6 2/3, and Zeal not far behind him. Trying to work his first 1-2-3 innings since the 3rd as he pumps the 0-2 to Jimenez, and a swing and a miss way out of the zone. Vinatieri fired a Hawaiian-born player as Peyton Green leads off the Georgia Tech 7th. Wow. A bit tight from Zeal, 1-0. All right, so there it is on your screen. Most home runs in Major League history by a Hawaiian-born player. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'll give you a couple of clues.
Please.
I know you think very kindly of the island of Hawaii, but probably not as well versed in their baseball history. I'll give you 2 clues.
Please.
He was a catcher. Played collegiately at Cal State Fullerton. Chopper wide at 3rd, 2-1 on Green. Played 16 years in the majors as a catcher.
Did he play for the Braves?
He did have a stint with the Braves. I think I know where your head's going.
Oh.
Fly ball, hit well, hit deep, hit out of here. Peyton Green, full send, home run to left, and the Jackets retake the lead.
Peyton Green got an off-speed pitch. Hit it out front, fully extended, 95 miles per hour, and backspun it out of here. Watch this. Down in the strike zone, got beneath the baseball with good backspin and carry. Huge knock for the Jackets.
And a home run in the midweek win versus Kennesaw State. Taking a rip there to put Georgia Tech ahead 4-3. The North Carolina State transfer's 9th home run of the season. Here is Marzalak as that pitch sits in for a strike from Zeal. Still no activity in the Miami bullpen.
Here's my first guess.
Okay, and I love that we have the perfect segue of a home run, albeit from a Cary, North Carolina native and Peyton Green, but the segue stands. Go ahead.
Suzuki?
Kurt Suzuki's your answer.
Yes.
Okay, gonna lock that in?
Yes, I am.
All right. Haven't had your baseball buddies text you the answers. Foul back, 1-2.
That's my initial. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure he played 16 years though. Well, maybe. I'm going to go with it.
Okay. Zeal trying to recover from the Green home run as Marzolak behind the ball and 2 strikes. High and outside.
And we faced him at Cal State Fullerton when I was coaching here at Georgia Tech. We went out there and played in a tournament.
How about that?
And he was the catcher.
Inside, doesn't get the call, 3-2. And Zeal says, where is that?
He wanted
and
that.
now Robert Nunez, first base umpire, calls play to a halt. I think there might have been, okay, there was something that maybe fell over the railing down that third base line. It caught his eye. I didn't know if he was calling time to kind of settle down Zeal. He's back to work. Pitch number 91 on the way. Fly ball punched foul. Boy, Cal State Fullerton, what's going on with them? 13-23 entering the week. That is unfathomable.
That's a blue blood program in college baseball. I mean, you're talking about one of the most storied programs of all time.
You know, they've crossed paths with the Hurricanes of Rosenblatt many a time. Another one spoiled by Zamarzalak.
The great Augie Garrido built that program into a power.
Second all-time in college baseball history. In career wins, Danny Hall is 11th, by the way. Jim Morris, who knows both of these programs well, 5th. Sky high from Zeal. It's 3-2. 2 guys who had to wait a long time for the teachers to call roll. Zeal, Zamarzalak. Here in the bottom of the 7th.
That's beautiful.
Zeal has only walked 1 tonight. And will have to fight a little harder to set down Zamarzalak.
Boy, Zeal does a nice job on 3-2 right there with a power slider at 85. That's a high level of pitching. No hesitation to throw a power breaking ball at 85 miles per hour.
The wind in the 3-2 again. Swung on and missed. He just reared back and cut it loose. 94 on the number 1 from Zeal. His second strikeout and the first out of the 7th inning.
That 4-seam fastball rides up in the zone right there. Just stays true. Very, very hard to get the barrel on top of that when it rides at 94 like that.
Zeal thought he had frozen Zamarzalak on a pitch in or half. And ultimately gets that K. And he gets a chase from Lackey, 0-1. Von Lackey, 3 RBIs in their midweek win versus Kennesaw State. Had 5 RBIs all season before exploding in the midweek. Freshman out of Sewanee, Georgia, as he cuts this loose toward right field. Costello in pursuit, runs it down at the track.
Gave it a pretty good ride.
He sure did, but 2 outs. All right. Major league record, most career home runs by a Hawaiian-born player. Bobby Miranda.
Yes!
Was it clue 1 or clue 2 that did it for you?
Yes!
Kurt Suzuki.
Oh my goodness, that's the first one I've ever gotten.
And you know, Dusty Isaacs on our Tuesday broadcast, he got his first correct answer of the season.
Let's go.
We're on a heater right now. We have to up the ante on trivia tomorrow.
Man.
Bichetti is 0 for 2.
What a nice player he was, too,
Gosh,
man.
yeah.
Gosh.
He was the Johnny Bench Award winner. Cal State
quality
Fullerton.
player. Went out to see Charlie Blackman for a week. Corey Sullivan, one of my former players, the broadcaster, Charlie Blackman, and Greg Holland of Western Carolina Catamount. And they were playing the Braves. And Kurt Suzuki comes up to me. We talked a little bit about that Fullerton. We were talking on the field, you know, that you get the field passes and stuff. The first thing he says, I said, how long have you been in the league? He knew to the day what his service time was.
Line drive and under the glove of Jimenez. Tried to lay out in the hole, but Bichetti keeps the Georgia Tech 7th going.
Nice swing. And at that time, he was like 9 years, 200 and whatever. Like, it was like almost to 10 years. Watch this pitch out over the plate. Nice short swing. Through the shift.
Getting around out of it. Jimenez was fairly well positioned, just couldn't get leather to it. And to the top of the order and younger. Inning began with a Peyton Green solo home run to give Georgia Tech the lead again. And that ball is tattooed to center field on a rope toward Long. Ranges over, makes the catch. Hard hit, third out from Younger. But Georgia Tech is as well with Urso to lead off, followed by Long and Villegas. As we are in save territory for Georgia Tech, Cam Jones is now out of the lineup and probably getting ready to warm up as we speak. So the freshman Carson Kearse takes over at third. Giesler moves over to first. And quickly, Urso behind 0-2. There's the freshman Kearse. And Giesler had some slick plays at third base. Goes across the diamond. Now, but Aiden Vinatieri tops his 6 2/3 of work last Friday versus Virginia. Gave up the 2 home runs that he counted for the Hurricanes' 3 runs. But another solid start by the junior right-hander Aiden Vinatieri.
All breaking balls so far in this at bat. 83 to 84. Really spins it well.
Trying to jam Urso. Vinatieri, 5 strikeouts, did not walk a batter or so over his last 2 starts. 13 combined strikeouts, no walks.
That's good pitching.
And we will likely see him next Friday as well. Urso singled his last time in the 5th, waiting on the 1-2 from King. Swing and a miss, down he goes. There's that slider. That is his signature pitch. He wipes out Urso for out number 1.
A lot of breaking balls. And here's a good one at 84. Down in the way. Power breaking ball.
Top of the order, Jacoby Long, who's 0 for 3. To the opposite field. And that is caught by Zamarzalak. Hesitated for a moment, but reached up, pulled it in. Long thought he had sailed that over his head for extra bases. 2 away.
Great approach right there on a breaking ball again. Long staying inside the baseball and driving it to right. Good baseball all around, defensively and offensively.
Had some jump. So now quickly 2 away for Villegas, who opened Miami's scoring with the solo home run in the 1st. Anthony's 1-1. Nephew of Jose Rosado, former 2-time All-Star pitcher with Kansas City, currently the New York Mets bullpen coach. I would hope that Edgardo reaches out to his uncle and says, yeah, that Gabe Zeal guy, have your scouts look into him. I think you might enjoy him.
There might be a few here tonight looking at him. You never know.
The 2-1 has to skip out of the way.
Big crowd down below us in the stands right behind home plate.
King has to be, Meanwhile, King has to be careful here with Cuvée on deck. Misses the outside corner and a 2-out walk. Miami's first free pass of the day. And the inning continues. It'll be right on right for Cuvée, who's 0 for 3 tonight, but 13 home runs, leads Miami.
Very dangerous hitter right here. What we talked about in the open with the Hurricanes' shorthandedness. Need Cuvée to step up in ACC play.
First pitch swinging, launches it to center. He does exactly that. Home run Cuvée, Miami back in front.
We talk about stepping up in a big way right there. Cuvée hammers this ball to center field. Set on what he was going to get. Hit it TTM right through the middle.
14th home run of the season, and he was not cheated as we look at it again.
Sitting breaking ball, got beneath it, didn't try to pull it, chest stayed right on the plate. That's how you hit a breaking ball through the middle of the field with power.
And Once again, Miami responds after Georgia Tech takes the lead. They did that in the 5th. And they do so here in the 8th. And the inning continues for Gonzalez. Just a first pitch ambush by the freshman Daniel Cuvée.
That's that step up that they needed.
And now the zone starting to elude King. 2-0 to start on Gonzalez. Now, Cuvée had struggled in ACC play. Did have 5 home runs against conference pitching, just 220 overall, though. And like you said, picked his spot and drove it out. So after the Green home run in the bottom of the 7th, the 2-out, 2-run homer by Cuvée in the top of the 8th, 5-4 Miami. Swung on and missed, 2-2.
See, the big problem there is the 2-out walk. Did a great job and get to two outs and then walk a Miami hitter instead of a solo shot, 2-run shot.
Bouncing ball up the middle from the dirt. The pick by Giesler. Nicely done. Snags that, retires Gonzalez, and retires the side. But shift is on. 3 infielders to the left side.
That's my point. When he throws it in the strike zone, it's hard to hit.
Yeah, you just see out of the hand how heavy that fastball is. Burris 0 for 3. Takes the slider outside. Burris to lead off. Ellis is on deck. Neither of those guys have recorded a hit so far. Both came in with hitting streaks. Aggressive swing, but fouled away by Burris. 1-2. Burris trying to extend a 7-game hitting streak. Ellis trying to extend a 16-gamer. As you look at Burris's numbers across this season.
Tough guy to hit with 2 strikes. Opponent's only hitting 222 off Walters. 20 strikeouts and 11 in the 3rd.
Tried to time up the breaking ball, instead got jammed. Out toward 3rd, Cuvée, 1 away. Looked like he was on top of anticipating what Walters would throw, but just got jammed up. 1 away, and it brings up Ellis as he looks to awaken his bat. He's popped up twice and grounded out.
The Canes have handled Ellis tonight.
Fastball snapped in at 96, but off the plate.
Everything's been away, especially early. Soft away, hard away.
Took a home run cut, foul tip instead, 1-1. Ellis has also reached safely 30 straight games. Is 1 for 4, a pair of RBIs Tuesday versus Kennesaw State. Fly ball. That's driven deep into center field. Long at the track makes the catch. That was a missile, but Long runs it down. 2 away.
107 off the bat. Line drive, smoked. Just didn't have enough launch angle to get out of here. Ball was hit really well, though.
2 away. Might have spiked Walters' heart rate just a little bit, but base is empty, and here is Cam Jones. Now, we saw the defensive swap last half inning, and in fact, Jones moved over into right field for Zamarzalak, and so that allows Cam Jones to keep his spot in the order. Trying to get down low for that one. 1-1. So Ellis is 0 for 4. Burris is 0 for 4. Cam Jones is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Paints the outside corner. 1-2.
95 painted away.
No Seeker with Walters. Straight gas. And he climbs the ladder and gets a swing and miss. 1, 2, 3 go the Jackets in the 8th.
Thomas really doing a nice job for the Jackets here recently. 90 to 93. His deal is late movement. He cuts it, runs it. It's a lot of late movement. Sliders 84 to 87, and it's powerful. And he's throwing it at 3,000 spin rate.
Yeah. You talked about the spin rate of Zeal up at 2,700, so that puts it in perspective. Beg your pardon, Costello leads off. Gonzalez was the final batter of the 8th, so it'll be Costello, Scanlon, and the DH spot Carrier. Down low, 1-1. Costello is 1 for 3. Miami 12th in the ACC out of 14 teams in home runs. They've got 3 home runs to account for their 5 runs in this game. Villegas, Carrier, and then what could be the pivotal swing by Cuvée in the 8th.
Spinning those last 2 breaking balls over 3,000 revolutions right there. 3,000 RPMs.
I mean, when you have that intel as a hitter, I mean, what do you do? What's your approach?
His breaking ball has to be seen up because it has such good depth and it explodes down. You have to see that pitch up, and it's a big moment in the game.
See how the message is received on the 2-2. Stroked into center, base hit. Oh, and it's misplayed out in center by Burris. A hard turn through first by Costello. He thinks better of it. A leadoff knock for the Hurricanes in the 9th.
Well, there's your breaking ball. He answered the question. Through the middle of the field. It was up just a little bit at 84 miles per hour. That ball spun at over 3,000 RPMs. But when it's up, you know, just like anything, and it's softer, it's 84 and up, it's much easier to hit. I mean, especially when you go through the middle of the field, that's the approach.
Brings up Scanlon, looks at ball 1. Miami has out-hit Tech tonight 8-6. Hurricanes just 1-8 on the road in the ACC. That lone win was in 10 against Notre Dame. And a hitter's count here for Scanlon, 2 balls, no strikes.
A lot of breaking balls so far thrown by Thomas in this inning.
And this game swung. Obviously the Cuvée homer, but that door was left open a crack because of the walk with 2 outs by King, which was the first free pass issued by Tech pitching this game. Thomas in danger of walking to second. That one gets away. So walk on 4 pitches. They're at first and second, nobody out.
That was Vinatieri's first walk in the last 2 weekends.
Well, that was King who threw that walk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But the point still stands. Georgia Tech had not allowed the free passes, and now the free pass from Thomas pushes an insurance run into scoring position with nobody out.
I'm sorry, their first walk on a Friday the last 2 weekends. They did not walk anybody last Friday. And then that was their first walk this Friday.
All right, so Lorenzo Carrier, 2-run homer in the 5th. I think it's sacrifice here if you're JD.
Yeah, bottom of the order, possibly get another run.
Now first, Thomas has to find his own.
It's a game of 2s and 5s. You don't want a 1 or a 4. Those are 1 swing differentials where you can make it up with 1 swing. You get up by 2, you're gonna need a base runner and a swing to tie it up.
Throw behind the runner. Costello dives in safe. Five, 8-2 for the Hurricanes. 4, 6-1 for the Yellow Jackets. That's off the glove of Lackey. Breaking for third is Costello. Runner goes to second as well on the pass ball, and they're now at second and third.
That is unlike Lackey right there. He's an outstanding receiver. Not exactly sure what happened. Kind of caught that ball close to his body, which it's harder once you get the glove closer to your body to catch. You want to catch the ball up front.
And now the infield pulled in. And a 2-0 count for Carrier.
Still
misses up, 3-0.
Nobody out, Parker.
Yeah. Either way, it might be the last guy that Thomas faces. Jimenez is on deck. There still is the shift on. 3 infielders to the left of this drawn-in infield.
Cain's looking for some tack-on runs.
Having made up a 3-1 deficit and a 4-3 deficit, trying to get this one to stick. 5-4 Hurricanes in the 9th. And the 3-1 is cut on and missed. Out in front of what he thought was a fastball. Thomas with the let up instead.
Good looking breaking ball right there. 84 down.
The 3-2. Inside, ball 4, and they're loaded with nobody out. And Georgia Tech now is treading in the deep water here in the 9th. Jimenez, the next scheduled hitter. And he will stride in.
Well, now you're looking for something down in the strike zone from a defensive standpoint, and you can turn to home to first. An offensive standpoint, you want to stay through the middle to the backside, something up, get it out in the air.
Unlike through that offering, yeah.
Need something up in the strike zone if you're a Hurricane. You can drive to the outfield.
Costello singled, Scanlon walked, Carrier walked. Bases loaded, nobody out. Pitch from Thomas, low and outside.
You also want to lock in and not try to pull a ball here. Middle to the backside. That's your best chance to get the ball in the air.
Swing and a shot. Foul. Oh, just missed. 1-2. Jimenez ripping it down the line. Didn't miss by much. Third base umpire Chris Booker was on top of it. And a ball and 2 strikes. Catches the outside corner, strike 3 call. 1 away.
Now Vinatieri and the Jackets are 1 pitch away right here. Nice pitch down and away. Look at that slider, 84 miles per hour.
Good frame job as well by Lackey. Now Thomas to face Urso. Infield backs up to position itself for the double play.
Critical right here for the Jackets to keep it at 1 going into the bottom of the 9th.
And Urso starts 1-0. 197 on the year, no home runs, 9 RBIs. The grad transfer from the University of Tampa, that single he had back in the 5th lifts him above 200. Two and 0.
Want to avoid a 3-ball count right here at all cost. Bases loaded with 3-ball counts are not good, especially 3-0.
In there, 2-1. Top of the zone from Thomas. Georgia Tech's bullpen has been much improved this year. Thomas trying to work out of trouble as he deals the 2-1 to Urso. Bounces in to the right of Lackey. Good job to block it. That was about a 55-footer, but it's now 3-1.
Unbelievable play right there by Lackey. Ball almost didn't make the circle, the dirt circle in front of home plate. Watch it right here. Wow. Very athletic. Tough play.
Thomas, after spiking that, trying to find his own on 3-1. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing. We've gone full again.
Goes breaking ball again right there. Matt Taylor. A lot of guts right there on 3-1. Bases loaded. Thomas throwing a breaking ball.
Thomas struck out Jimenez. Can he do the same to Urso? And the 3-2 is well outside. He walks in the run. RBI walk by Urso, 6-4 Hurricanes.
You talk about those 3-ball counts. You want to avoid them at all costs, especially with the bases loaded. It just puts a lot of pressure on Thomas right there to throw a quality pitch. It's tough. Still 1 pitch away.
And again, after no walks issued in 7 innings by Vinatieri, 4 combined walks over the last inning in the 3rd from the Hurricanes. Top of the order now in Long. And again, all these counts are starting 1-0, it seems, by Thomas. Long is 0 for 4. And now Danny Hall will come out and grab a new arm. Miami entered the 9th looking for some insurance. They got one and a chance for more. Michael Cavallo, the freshman, will come on in relief of Thomas. Bases loaded walk from Urso to make it 6-4 Hurricanes. Still 1 out in the 9th.
Strike zone. Getting it in the strike zone. He's got a good arm. 1 pitch away.
There's a strike. 1-1 at 90.
4-pitch mix. 88 to 91. Fastball, slider, curveball change.
High chopper towards second. Oh, Bichetti steps on second, throws to first, double play. We're on Tuesday, 1 for 3 tonight. Tell you what, Walters has been mowing in fastballs. That 95 to make it 0-1. Set down the Jackets in order in the 8th. Miami not prone to allowing walks. 3rd fewest walks allowed as a staff in the ACC. Georgia Tech as a team leads the ACC in walks drawn. Chopped wide at 3rd, 1-2. But there have been very few hitters counts for Georgia Tech. You have to tip your cap certainly to Zeal, and Walters has picked right up where he left off.
Yeah, Zeal threw fantastic.
And the 1-2 gets away.
That 1 inning where the Jackets scored 3 just didn't get a whole lot of support defensively. And then, of course, he added to that with an HBP and a walk. This guy right here is real. 95, 96. Power fastball.
95, not all 95-mile-per-hour fastballs have life. This one does. It jumps out of his hand as he deals another 2-2. Chopped to 3rd on 1 hop, played by Cuvée. 1 away. So 1 away, base is empty for Peyton Green, who not hold. Shipped in play for Green. Laces it foul.
We talk about the game being 2s and 5s. 1 swing cannot tie this up, so the Jackets looking for a base runner.
Softly hit behind second. Jimenez is over, 2 away. Make that Gonzalez on the shift.
So that's a total opposite of what Green hit out. He hit a breaking ball down in the strike zone, got extended. That's a fastball on his hands. Well executed by Walters.
So now it's up to the freshman Carson Curse batting for Zamarzalak. Getting counsel from hitting coach James Ramsey, former Florida State Seminole. Try to extend this game. Curse a pinch hit single Tuesday. It was 1 for 8 with a pair of RBIs in the Virginia series. 281. He's only 6 for his last 37. That's 162, but did have a streak of reaching safely 17 straight earlier this year. And he's ahead 1-0 on Walters. Check to swing, strike 1. Friday of resilience for Miami, making up 2 separate deficits. And now it's 1-2. They snapped a 10-game ACC losing streak, and we're in the thick of it until last Sunday's run rule win versus Louisville. Now trying to win a 3rd straight. Kearse trying to stay alive. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball towards the left side of second. Tricky hop. It's handled, and that's your ball game. So Miami comes back not once, but twice. Walters gets the save.